Happy New Year, everybody. We're just out here on a sunshiny day in January. I'll take it. And we're just, a few days into January. And my guess is that more than a few of you are in the midst of an annual ritual of goal setting and New Year's resolution setting. And some of you might even be reaching a point where you feel like your commitment, the sort of motivation behind it is starting to wane, and fair enough. And I just want you to know that if that's the case for you, it doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean you're not disciplined or sort of non-committal. It means none of that. It means you're human. And what we find is that a lot of people end up setting goals not even knowing the importance of the goal that they set and the reason they set that. Research tells us that when we choose our goals, we often choose goals that our friends and family approve of. like that's important to us, that we choose goals that others approve of in the association that they will then approve of us. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's often one of the contributing factors, and that's okay. The problem with that is that we end up often working towards goals that are disingenuous, right? That don't really mean a lot to us. And we end up doing them because we think we should, not because we want to. And there's a tremendous difference in the fuel of those two reasons, right? Doing something because you think you're supposed to versus doing something because you really want to. And when you are doing something because you think you should, it tends to be an egoic motivation, right? And the ego, as powerful as the ego is, it's not a good motivator. It's a short fuse. It can be intense, but it's not sustainable. Now, when you set a goal that's personal and that means something to you, that evokes emotion, that's a powerful motivator. That's an intrinsic motivator, right? It is genuine and it's incredibly sustainable, because one is about sort of a chase, if you will. You're going after getting something, whereas when you set a goal that's more heart-centered, it's about a feeling that you're going to have, and it's that feeling that you begin to experience that continues to motivate you and keep you on your path, right? That's the piece that fuels the sustaining part of the goal. So how can you determine if your goal is genuine, right? If it's going to have that sustainable motivating component. So here's not a trick, but here's a filter that we invite our clients to throw their goals through. And they're two simple questions. The first question is taking your goal and asking yourself, why is this important to me? Okay, that's it. So what's the goal you've set? Ask yourself, why is this important to me? The answer that you get from that, okay, you then respond to it with, yeah, but why? And then the answer you get from that, yeah, but why? And you keep yeah, but whying it until you get to an answer that speaks to an emotion that's more heart-centered. Often, the initial part of the yeah, but whys are egoic. They have to do with tangible things. But as you go digging, as you dig deeper into the reason, you get into the real reason, right? The real heart-centered reason behind that goal. And if you hit that nerve, you'll know it, right? Because it will evoke emotion. You're going to dig into emotion. If you don't get to an emotive response, then, my suggestion would be you might want to move on to another goal, because chances are that goal is all about getting something. And that thing is not going to sustain your resolution or your goal. When it's about a feeling, that's powerful. That's going to hold you on course. Okay? If you have any questions about that, reach out. Happy to explain or support you through that. It's wonderful to set goals. A lot of people say, oh, I don't set New Year resolutions. It's stupid. I don't know. I'm not so sure I buy into that. I think it's always important to challenge ourselves and to look for opportunities for us to grow. But that growth has to be genuine. It has to really be important to our soul, our heart, not just our ego. Okay? Share the love. As I said, Happy New Year. It's a beautiful sunny day, and Oakley and I are going to head her home and, yeah, get on with the rest of the day. Okay? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.